promise to call me back real soon?
Don't I always? Listen, Serena, I love you very much, and I miss you. And will you give your little sister a kiss, too?
Okay. Bye.
Rachel Locke.
You're missing some papers.
Scott?
Yeah, I got a folder here with about 10 pages in it. Your name on it.
Oh, man, so you have the case study that I've been working on. You know, I had no idea where I could have left that.
I found it here with the Chinese menu and the chopsticks on top of it over in the corner here.
Is it possible for me to come by and pick it up later? The article's due tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll be around for a couple hours.
I'll see you soon.
Oh, my goodness. Wait a minute. If pretending we are back together means I have to clean up after you, forget it. Look at this.
Lucy.
Victor, what are you doing?
Lucy, do you remember those letters that Victor sent to me from the convent?
Oh, yes. Of course I do. The ones with the little squiggly lines, mathematical equations.
Exactly. Yes. Do you have any idea what happened to those?
No. Why?
The internet address that Scott found on Deevy's computer, we accessed that website, and it has the same kind of equations.
Those equations are apparently part of the Cobra project.
Holy asp.
Yes, it seems that Bordizzo and his associates have found a way to block psychic projections.
No, not a complete program, not yet. At least, as far as I can tell, they haven't completely worked the bugs out.
But we think that Victor may have.
Years ago, just before I was incapacitated by my illness, I was just on the verge of developing the correct computations.
But our theory is that once Victor's illness sent him into an altered state, he was able to perfect the formula.
I may even have actually written it out in a series of letters.
Oh, wait a minute. The letters that you mailed you from the convent.
Exactly.
Yes, unfortunately, I can't remember now what I wrote then. But if Monk and I are right, and if those letters do contain a viable computer program, we'll have everything we need to stop Bordizzo cold.
In other words, we really need to find those letters.
You don't have to keep calling me, all right? I'm doing everything I can to find those letters, but it's hard to get into the lighthouse when Kevin and I have broken up.
Eve, you don't sound very focused. Don't you want to see your son?
You know I do.
Well, then you'll come through on your end. No, one little reminder. If Kevin catches any wind of this, the whole deal's off.
Dr. Russo to labor and delivery. Dr. Robert Russo to labor and delivery.
Oh.
Easy.
Hey.
Looking a little tired. The bed too lumpy?
No, I'm fine. I'm just swamped.
Hey, you know, I don't mean to add to your stress level, but I kind of need a word with you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really sorry. I know that I used up all the hot water this morning. I'll try and keep my showers down to 10 minutes, okay?
Yeah, well, you also left the toilet seat down again. So annoying. This is actually a little more serious than that.
Okay, what? You gonna evict me?
No, not exactly. But if you want to stay, you need to go visit Julie at Thorncliffe.
What do you mean? I have to see Julie.
That's her stipulation. No visit, no room at the inn.
Fine, I'll just go check into a hotel.
Miss Martini nights? Am I singing in the shower in the morning? How can you even think of passing all that up?
Dr. Rodriguez, 2715. All right, fine. I'll go see her tomorrow, all right? You satisfied?
Well, why don't you go see her today? You're not going to visit some sleazy shrink, I hope.
So what if I am?
Come on, Eve, the guy is a loser. A loser with a major thing for another woman.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to keep reminding you until you get it through your head that Kevin betrayed you.
Look, I'm not saying that there's a chance that Kevin and I will get back together. But what if there were extenuating circumstances the night he slept with Lucy? Come on. What if he were drunk? What if Lucy were threatening to do herself harm? Or Scott? You know, and Kevin just needed to distract her.
Oh. Or what if Pat Buchanan got the Republican nomination?
Come on, I'm just saying that things aren't that simple for those of us who don't have lovers who live on lockdown wards.
That's pretty low, Eve.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Sorry. What can I do to make it up to you?
You could start by going to visit Julie. And give her a chance.
Lucy, nothing at all comes to mind?
Nope. If you have looked everywhere you're claiming to look, I can't think of any other place for you to look. Except maybe the linen closet.
The one place we didn't think to look.
No. It's worth a shot.
Well, thank you. I know it sounds weird, but see, Aunt Charlene used to keep all her special treasures in the linen closet, and so maybe I did the same thing, you know?
You think of those letters as special treasures?
Well, yeah, because Victor sent them, and Victor was your father, and because they were kind of the beginning of us getting closer and closer together.
Almost tore us apart, if you recall. I was so determined to keep Victor a secret, even from you.
Yeah. You know, you were so closed off at that point. I thought that maybe Ryan was resurfacing.
But you never backed away from me.
I cared too much. That's why when I found out where those letters were coming from, I, of course, had to go right to that convent.
And forced me to look at things that I'd buried since I was a kid.
I didn't force you. I think you were good and ready.
But I needed a friend to walk down that path with me. No one had ever done that for me before.
I was honored to be your friend.
You still are.
I'm glad to have you back.
There's nothing in the linen closet. Except, of course, linen.
Darn. Okay. Wait, maybe I took them with me when I moved out of here into Scott's.
All right. Then we have to go check the firehouse.
Whoop. Not so quick. How suspicious is it going to be to have you show up at your rival's house?
Oh, right.
Okay, wait a minute. I'll go. It's perfect. I can go and pretend that I need to get more of my things.
Lucy, just be careful. We have to be able to convince the people watching the firehouse that you and Scott are really broken up. Until we find those letters, we can't give up on the charade.
Hey, you making this yourself?
Yeah, it's a skateboard for Serena.
I didn't realize you were so handy.
Well, when I was in Canada, I did a lot of woodworking. I'm pretty good with my hands.
Well, that's great. What kind of was it? Oh.
Oh, boy. Well, listen, you know what? This is like a water-based thing, so as long as it doesn't dry, you'll be okay.
You think I'm going to make it home in time?
Well, you know what? Why don't you just go upstairs? I'll go upstairs, get you another shirt, and we'll just throw that in the sink. Okay? Wait a minute. Hello?
Dad, the dumb kids at my school said I can't do an ollie on my new board.
What, are you crazy? Edward Quarterman can do an ollie. Wait, it's, Serena.
I'm just going to go upstairs and get that shirt, okay?
I hate this stupid school. Why can't I come home?
Does Lucy own anything that doesn't glow in the dark?
I am here to pick up the rest of my things.
Well, what are you coming over now for? Can't you wait till I'm not around?
No, I can't. Come. Oh, I missed you. I missed you so much.
Lucy, let me just say one thing.
Scott? Scott? I couldn't find the shirt you were talking about, so I... Oh. Hi, Lucy.
So, what are you doing here, and what are you doing in my robe?
It's not what it seems.
Oh, really? I'm sure there's a very interesting story to it.
What difference does it make? You know, I mean, if you got a problem, why don't you go home to your shrink and shrink it out?
Excuse me, I'm just gonna go wash the paint out of my blouse.
Okay.
Okay. Do you want to tell me what the heck is going on here?
Oh, just take it easy here, all right? She came over here. She brought me dinner last night, and then she left some important papers over, and she called me and said she'd come and get the papers, you know? Then I'm working on Serena's
Okay,
case.
stop it. That's not the point. The point is we have been broken up for less than a week. Why is she bringing you dinner?
Never mind about that, will you? I love you. You know how much I love you, but we gotta pretend that we're still fighting, for crying out loud. Otherwise, this isn't gonna work.
Oh. Right. Okay. I am so sorry that I interrupted your little girlfriend and you at whatever you were doing, but I need my clothes, so I'm gonna go get them. I don't care what you say.
Go!
Fine! I'm going! I'm going as fast as I can!
What are you doing here, Collins?
None of your business, Ramsey.
Well, if it's about Eve, it is my business.
Gee, and I thought chivalry was dead.
Hey, wait a minute. What is this, a big joke to you? Do you have any idea how much pain you've caused?
Yes, I do, which is why I'm trying to make it up to Eve, and I don't want any interference from you.
Why don't you just go home, take your winnings with you? I mean, Lucy's the one you've always wanted. It's clear that Eve was just a rebound relationship.
Because I still love her.
No, but you love Lucy more. And I'm happy to report that Eve is finally coming to her senses.
Do you know where she is? I really need to talk to her.
Oh, that's too bad. She's not here.
Then where is she?
She's off visiting my wife.
I heard you and Kevin broke up. I'm sorry. Chris didn't tell me much, but I got the feeling Lucy was involved somehow.
Well, this never would have happened if Lucy had stayed out of town.
She's back in Port Charles?
Look, Julie, I know that you didn't invite me here to gossip about Lucy, so let's just clear the air, huh? You want me not to move in with Chris, correct?
Well, it is a little strange to have my husband sharing his place with another woman. But I trust Chris.
Oh, I see. So it's me you don't trust.
This isn't about your past.
Oh, great. I'm only here a minute, and already you get in a dig about me being an escort?
You know, I didn't mean it that way. And don't some things deserve to be left in the past?
Prostitution or murder?
I didn't murder anyone. Greg Cooper brainwashed me into thinking I did. Do you have any idea what it feels like to have someone manipulate you like that?
I do have an idea how awful it could be if that's what happened to you.
You still don't believe me?
No, I don't. But I have a feeling that Chris does.
I love Chris. And he loves me. Why can't you see that? And you know, I didn't invite you here to make you beg for a place to live.
Okay, then I give up, Julie. Why am I here?
Because I know how important you are to Chris. And how can I build a life with my husband when his friends hate me?
This is just another one of your schemes. You're pretty convincing. It's not an act. And I wish you'd give me a chance to prove it.
A crime has been committed.
The fall killed her instantly.
Who did this to Catherine?
Who is the prime suspect?
Are you sure you didn't push her off the parapet?
Luke, did you have anything to do with this?
You think that I had...
I don't think that.
Catherine was carrying my child.
You would have been furious if you learned it was a lie.
Who killed Catherine? This week on General Hospital, ABC Daytime.
I guess I'm just going to have to send for the rest of my things later. But there are, Scott, a few things I need to discuss with you alone.
I was leaving anyway. Thank you. Thank you for finding my papers. You're a lifesaver.
You're welcome.
And Lucy, thanks for the robe.
Well, I'll see you later.
Okay, so long.
Well, I will be burning this. I hate that woman sliming herself all over you.
Oh, come on. You know I only have eyes for you.
I know that. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm overreacting a little bit. I just miss you, and I hate being away from you and from our girls.
That's why you're here, because you miss me?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons.
Well, what's the other reason?
Okay, listen, you're going to like this. You hit pay dirt when you went to New York. Those computer equations you found at DV's, Victor thinks they are definitely related to the Cobra project.
So those numbers all add up to something?
Yes, the something seems to be the computer. It's a version that tells those psychic projections how to stop, to block them. At least partially, though. See, DV doesn't have the whole computer formula thing worked out. But Victor did work it out. When he was sick in the convent and he wrote it down in letters, he mailed to Kevin.
Victor popped something like that, top secret, in the mail?
Yeah, well, you know, it's Victor.
Ah, great. We gotta get a hold of those letters before they fall into the wrong hands.
I have a clipboard. I see your trip to Ferncliff was relatively quick. Hope it was just as painless.
Well, not a knife wound on me. See? Ta-da! I'd say it was a success. In fact, I think that she might
Might what?
be in love with you. Mm-hmm. Did anyone come looking for me while I was gone?
Not that I know of.
Back to rounds, I guess.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, whatever.
Julie Ramsey, please.
Dr. Curtis, 5517. Dr. Fritz Curtis, 5517.
Hey, it's me. You did nice work today.
Oh, what did Eve say?
Well, she's not a full member of the fan club yet, but we made progress.
I've got a good feeling, Chris. Things are finally starting to go my way. Eve told me Lucy and Christina are back in town. And if I can just get through this competency review, I'll be that much closer to being with you and my little girl.
Dr. Carvey, 410 East. Dr. Sherry Carvey, 410 East.
Oh. I was hoping you'd sneak by.
Don't tell me Chris didn't tell you I was looking for you.
Apparently, it slipped his mind.
Well, I guess he meant it when he said he didn't want you spending time with a dog like me.
Don't say that about yourself. It was hard enough hearing Chris call you a dog.
You know, I know this whole phony breakup thing was my idea, but if I ever mention anything even remotely like it again, ignore me.
There's got to be some other way to get DV out of our lives, Kevin. This is a lot harder than I thought it would be.
Let's just try and remind ourselves it's all an illusion.
There's nothing I want more than for this whole thing to be over.
Well, I might have some good news after all.
Oh, good. Anything, please.
Some letters that Victor wrote to me some time back.
Letters?
It might be a way for us to derail DV. What is it? I thought you'd be happy. You look worried.
I hear you've been making more frequent visits to the firehouse lately.
A service to my community.
Does this mean that Scott and Lucy's breakup is legitimate?
I don't know, but I'm trying to find out.
Any clues one way or the other?
Nothing concrete yet, but I certainly am enjoying myself.
Anything you'd like to share with me?
Well, I had to wash a spot out of my blouse. Scott offered to lend me one of his shirts, but I put on Lucy's robe instead, and guess who showed up? Lucy was furious.
Even though she and Scott are supposedly finished?
A person can be possessive years after a relationship is over.
Well, with Lucy out of the picture, getting Scott where you want him should be easier. Yeah, in a way, it's too bad. I had a feeling that you were looking forward to taking him away from Lucy.
Taking him away would have been amusing. But getting him, it's gonna be a lot more fun.
Oh, I am just so darn mad.
Why, because we couldn't find the letters upstairs, or because Rachel was wearing your robe?
Both. Okay, I hate this. I hate pretending we are broken up. Because I really want to wipe that smug mug right off of Rachel's face, and I want to give her a what for, you know, back off, back off.
That's why we got to find these letters.
We have to find the letters because we've got to get Victor's formula so we can find out how to block psychic projections. Then we can render that old DV's Cobra project useless.
Yes, and then you can wipe the smug mug look off.
I don't care about Rachel, really. What I care about is you and me and getting our family all back together again.
Yes. Oh, that reminds me. I spoke to Serena. She wants to come home.
I bet. My little sweet pea. Oh, and my little baby sweet pea. Oh, Scott. I miss him so much. You know, I wrote this whole big letter to Serena this morning telling her everything we're going to do, you know, when she comes home, like shopping and everything, and I'm going to write her a letter every single day, every hour maybe, even a letter. A letter. Oh, my gosh.
What? What do you...
I think I know where those letters of Victor's might be.
Where?
The convent.
What's bothering you?
What's bothering me is that we have a possible way to derail DV, but we can't do anything until we find those letters.
You know, your instincts were right.
About what?
You had a hunch that we could find something to help us if we went through Victor's old boxes.
But we didn't find anything.
But you set us in the right direction. You see? You're more valuable every day.
Kevin, I have to tell you something. You're not gonna like it.
Whatever's upsetting you, you can tell me.
Kevin, I have to tell you.
You slept with Lucy. That's all there is to say.
One huge mistake. You can't forgive that.
Oh, I am sorry for interrupting.
No problem. We're through.
Obviously.
My timing really stinks, huh?
Dr. Pope, pathology.
You know, Eve,
Dr. Pope,
you and
pathology.
Kevin, you seemed so close when you were taking care of his father. I was very impressed.
No offense, Dr. Locke, but I really don't like to discuss my personal life with people I hardly know.
That's understandable. I guess I just feel like I know you better because Chris has spoken so highly of you.
Oh, sure. There's nothing like a good breakup to give Chris and I an excuse to down a couple martinis. Yeah, and now that he's invited me to move back in with him, we don't even have to share a cab.
You moved in with Chris?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have to go, so I'll see you later, okay?
Dr. Trent Gaines to pharmacy. Dr. Trent Gaines to the pharmacy.
Chris, it's Rachel. I need to speak to you as soon as possible, please.
Are you okay, Dr. Locke?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Is there something that you wanted to talk about, Dr. Boardman?
I just wanted to update you on the chief resident situation. I know that Karen Wexler is your first choice.
Yes.
But I'm very impressed with Matt Harmon. You know, Monica and I were just discussing all the extra shifts that Matt's been taking on lately. Impressive. He's my choice.
Well, I'm going to try and change your mind.
You won't? Excuse me.
Okay, I know I had the letters when Felicia and I went to that convent. You know, we had to dress up as nuns. You know, I think I made kind of a cute nun, but bless those nuns with those ridiculous habits. They're so starchy and uncomfortable and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were all over the place, so those letters could be in absolutely any nook and cranny.
All right, well, then I'm going to go to the convent and have a look around.
Well, Kevin and I should go. I mean, we're much more familiar with that whole area.
No, it makes more sense that I go. I caught my fiancée with her ex-fiancé. I'm upset. You know, I need some time away. Perfect.
Scott, do you realize that all we're doing is being separated? First, I'm at Aunt Charlene's with the girls, and you're here. Now, I come back to Port Charles. The girls are there, and we're together. Now, you're going to leave. I'm going to be here without the girls. You can't just go off to Europe like that.
It's not for long.
Yeah, but don't you see it's wrong? We're not supposed to be separated and spread out all over Kingdom Come. We're supposed to be together. We belong together.
I know, but we have to be. With Bordizos lurking around town, Lucy.
I can't stand being away from you.
I know. I can't either, but till we can clean this mess up, this is the way it's got to be.
Okay, well, I guess then we better just make love to say goodbye. I mean, we're alone, right?
Wait a second.
What? What?
Ah, this tail is lurking around out there. You got to get out of here.
Oh, so this is good. I'm not going to see you for a while. I'm not even going to get to say goodbye properly. This is very frustrating in more ways than one. Okay, you listen to me. You've got to be very, very careful, okay?
I can handle a bunch of nuns.
Yeah, well, you know what? Actually, I'm not as afraid of the nuns as I am of that darn Rachel Locke.
No, don't be.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
I guess. Okay.
Get out!
Ow!
And stay out.
Well, I am. I'm glad I'm out. I don't want to be here anyway.
Good. Well, goodbye. Good riddance.
Good riddance to you, too, pal. Goodbye.
Yeah, hey, Victor. Scott. I need to know everything you know about convents.
Don't you ever sleep, Doctor?
Occasionally.
Every time I see you, you're on duty.
Well, if you're suggesting that my lack of sleep might keep me from peak performance, you can stop worrying. So I would never let fatigue put my patients at risk.
Oh, I don't think you would, but that's not what I meant. It just seems like you don't have time for much else.
I don't need time for much else.
You remind me of myself when I was a resident. I would throw myself into my work totally until my life was completely unbalanced. And I just hate to see such an excellent doctor who might be the next chief resident make the same mistake I made.
I actually enjoy being focused on my work.
Keeps your mind off Ellen.
What if it does?
It actually seems as though your work is your salvation right now. Work to the point of exhaustion, go home, fall asleep the minute your head hits that pillow. That way you don't have to wonder about how things might have been different.
I'm not that far gone. Just a little raw, I guess. But thanks for your concern.
If you ever want to talk, I'm available.
So do you think I'll get in the convent?
Well, you do look a bit scruffy. There shouldn't be a problem. It's not a cloistered order. I'll phone ahead to make sure they know you're coming.
Good idea.
Most of the sisters understand English, but they'll pretend they don't, so you won't expect them to speak any. And the Mother Superior is a wonderful woman, but you don't want to ruffle her feathers.
I'll remember that, Victor.
I still think it makes more sense for me to go to the convent.
No. If you left town, again, Bordisa would smell a rat here, whereas I am a jilted lover trying to get away, some time to myself, you know, and not to mention trying to ditch the tail.
Does Lucy know?
Yes, she knows, and she's not too happy about it. So, will you look after her?
Mark and I both will. As painful as I know this separation is for both of you, I adore Lucy. I always have. Be like old times. We'll probably be deep into some kind of mischief before you've cleared customs.
Now, don't go getting her in trouble, and just remember, this is just temporary. Don't get used to her being around.
No. My faculties are in excellent order. I know perfectly well who belongs with whom.
What?
Well, I'm beginning to have my doubts about whether or not you're going to find any letters at the convent. And if they aren't at the lighthouse and they're not here, then it must mean that somebody else may have gotten to them first.
Bordisa.
We'll know soon enough. Arrival, mon vieux. Oh, why don't you wear my coat and hat? It's dark out. TV's man won't be able to tell us apart.
Not a bad idea there, Victor. Oh, let me get the phone here. Wait a minute. Hello? Hey, Mac. Catherine Bell is dead.
Nurse Smith, 319 East.
Lucy.
Nurse Joanne
Hi.
Smith, 319
Gosh, good to see you. I hope you're not ill or anything.
Nope, just here on nurse's ball business, excuse me.
Wait a minute. About today. The whole thing with your robe. I really am sorry, but I had to get out of my blouse.
I bet you did.
It was a misunderstanding. I'm sure Scott explained everything to you.
Well, you know, what Scott does or doesn't do with whomever he doesn't want to do it is his business. I'm not really interested anymore.
Really? Oh, well, that sounds like this breakup might be permanent then.
Maybe. You know, doctor, let me give you a little hint here. You know, Scott may claim that he is over me, but he isn't. He has very, very deep feelings for me. So if you're thinking you have any kind of little future with him, you better just think again.
Scott and I are just friends. And if he's indicated otherwise, you know what? That's news to me.
Well, no, actually, he didn't indicate anything about you. But, see, what I'm trying to say is sometimes in life, desperate women come out of the woodwork when a very handsome, very, very wealthy man suddenly becomes available.
You know, I've been called a lot of things, but never desperate.
Oh, dear. Oh, did I say desperate? I am so sorry. You know, I really didn't mean to imply you're desperate. I just was hoping maybe to make you see that it's understandable sometimes for a man like Scott to go after somebody who's so totally wrong for him, just to get back at little old me.
It might be hard for you to accept, but sometimes a man leaves simply because he wants to.
You're right. Maybe. But not when it comes to Scott.
Why did you send me this baby blanket?
That blanket belonged to our son. It was a comfort to him growing up, since he didn't have a mother.
Your point being?
My point being that that blanket is as close as you're going to get to your child if you're stupid enough to tell Kevin that I want those letters.
I haven't told Kevin anything.
Just a little reminder, you can't have it both ways. Be smart. Keep your mouth shut.
There you are. I'm looking for you since Rachel interrupted us.
Oh.
Okay, what was it you were so worried about telling me?
The truth is, Kevin, I can't stand what all this has turned into.
I know I said that we should fight DV, but what I really want is for this whole thing to be over and for us to just get back to the way we were.
But we'd have to abandon everything we've set up.
Guess there's no other choice, is there?
We have to go on. At least until we find out the truth about your baby. You wouldn't be able to live with yourself otherwise, would you?
No.
You're a lot stronger than you give yourself credit for. I have faith in you. You'll do whatever needs to be done.
Monica, do you have a minute?
Just barely. Is there a problem?
Well, I understand that Dr. Boardman is leaning toward Matt Harmon for the chief resident position.
Oh, good choice.
Well, you don't think that Dr. Boardman would make a decision like this out of guilt, do you?
Of course not. What would he be guilty about?
Well, he didn't believe in Matt in the past. He thought that his disability might hinder his performance as a doctor.
Well, I believe in Boardman's objectivity. I'm sure he's going to judge Matt on his merits, which are quite admirable lately.
He is an excellent doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But I am worried about him.
Why?
Well, I'm afraid that what you and Dr. Boardman see as enthusiasm toward his job is really a cry for help.
What, personal problems?
Well, his breakup with Ellen has really left him distraught. And the only way he's been able to keep from obsessing over her is to throw himself into his work.
Or maybe he is just a devoted doctor.
No, Matt told me this himself.
He told you that he is taking extra shifts to keep his mind off Ellen?
Yes. And with his personal life in upheaval, he's stressed, he's tired. If he spreads himself too thin, I'm afraid it might start endangering patients.
Well, I value your opinion, so I'll talk to Boardman.
Thank you, Monica. I know I can count on you to be fair.
Look at you. You're disguised as Victor? Oh, wait a minute. You wanted to say goodbye to me, so you disguised yourself to hide in a closet and kiss me in here, and you're just the most charming, wonderful, fantastic man I've ever met.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I want to say goodbye, but I also want to tell you something.
What? Is it about the girls?
No, it's about Captain Bell.
Oh, brother, what has Kathy done now?
She hasn't done anything. She's dead, Lucy. She fell off a wall at Windermere when she was supposed to be getting married.
Again? Well, she already did that once. She survived that fall, and now she's dead? Most sincerely dead?
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe it. Poor Kathy. You know, she never did get back at me for embarrassing her with Mr. Blackwell like that. You know, she's my favorite enemy. I mean, she's the one that always got me naked, or half naked, at the nurses' ball nearly every year. And I love fighting with her. She's the best. She's smug and arrogant and vain, and I'm gonna miss her.
So am I. So am I, Lucy.
Oh, Scott, she never ever found anybody that truly loved her. You know, I mean, she's getting married to Nicholas. Finally, and now poof, she's just gone just like that. She's dead.
Shows you how short life can be.
You're right. You listen to me. That means we have to get back together. You and me and the girls as fast as possible. Do you hear me?
I hear you, and we're going to do that. I'm going to make this up to you, Lucy. I promise. Okay? You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Let's see.
I'll miss you. And I'll miss you too, Kathy. Catherine.
Good morning. Good morning. Nice outfit. When I get out of here, I'm going on a week-long shopping spree. Well, aren't you cheery? You don't have just a few jitters about this upcoming competency review?
I'm anxious, yes. Afraid, no. Life is finally starting to go my way.
Well, you keep up that positive attitude.
That won't be difficult if things keep moving in the direction they are.
Something specific happened?
I had a very pleasant visit with Eve Lambert.
Eve Lambert, she came to see you?
It went so well, I think I'm ready for an even bigger challenge. Lucy Coe.
Well, she certainly is one of your tougher opponents.
You want me to improve my image. I heard she's back in town. She probably has her hands full with the new baby, but, will you see if she'll come and visit me?
I'll do what I can. But you really need to be focused on this review.
I've never been more ready.
Okay. I have here a list of some questions that they might ask you at the hearing. So let's see how ready you really are.
Nice lettering job. Ever hear of a ruler?
You're just in time. I could use a hand.
Sure you don't want to wait for Joe?
I'm asking you, Frank. You know, I got so excited cleaning Neil's room today, knowing that he'd be home from the hospital to mess it all up again.
Do you have any blue and white streamers in there?
Blue and white doesn't exactly match the banner.
Yankee colors, sweetheart. They go with everything.
Okay. Blue. White. I want everything to be perfect for Neil. Especially since Joe and I decided to tell him about the baby today.
Give the kid a break. His first day home and you're going to dump that news on him?
Joe felt Neil should be told right away.
Well, if Joe feels that way, then it must be right.
A few years ago, Victor Collins wrote some letters to his son. I need them.
I'll ask Kevin if he remembers.
No, you will not ask Kevin anything, nor Victor. Do you understand? I don't want anyone knowing about those letters. If you tell a soul about what I've told you to do, you stand no chance of ever seeing your son.
Did you think I was...
I just had to come here and clear my head and get some air. What are you doing here?
I was missing you, so I thought I'd take a walk. Never thought it would lead me right to you.
It's beautiful here, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember the last time we were here.
Victor and Mary's wedding. Things sure spun out of control pretty quickly after that, didn't they? Victor, Italy.
Out of all of it, being without you is the worst.
What happened to that sweet, simple path we were on?
We'll get back on it.
You know, we were standing right in this spot when you got your idea for your novel. You were looking at me and something affected you.
Your eyes. I saw sadness and joy all at the same time. Much like right now.
And that inspired you to write a book about a woman in search of her missing son. Strange, isn't it? I'm doing just that now. Would you say you've been a good girl, Mrs. Ramsey?
I eat my bread and water every day, if that's what you mean.
No, it's not what I mean. Would you just answer the question, have you been a good girl?
What happened to what year is it? Or if you have 3 ducks and 2 fly away.
Wait, is that the kind of question you want? You know, how did a woman with your questionable amount of intelligence ever get her MD?
Listen, I didn't mean...
Well, it certainly wasn't because of your intellectual prowess.
You know, you can stop.
I'll bet your good old daddy, he greased a few palms, didn't he? Isn't that what he did, Julie? Huh? He made it easy for you. And where would you be without him? You'd be nowhere.
I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to push my buttons. Well,
it's working. Isn't it? So, do you still think you're ready to face the court-appointed psychiatrist?
Okay, 1 plate of yummy snacks, sandwiches are in the fridge, and I'm off to pick up Neil.
You know, you really outdid yourself. Neil's going to love all this.
Yeah. Especially these.
The choco cream balls I bought you.
I never got a chance to thank you.
Well, you said they were your favorite craving. I didn't know by making a run for them I'd miss out on hearing we were pregnant.
Frank, I wanted to tell you first. I did. And I thought I was, but then Joe popped up from behind the refrigerator door and I just realized it was too late. I'm sorry.
Hey, Courtney, how do you plan on telling Neil about this baby? I'm worried that it might be confusing for him.
Joe thinks it should be done in private. Maybe at bedtime when it's just the 3 of us.
That's rich. Joe is going to tell my son about my baby, and I'm not even going to be in the room.
Hey, surprise!
Hey, I was just on my way to pick you up. Dad got me out early.
Yeah, pays and knows staff.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, cool banner.
You like it?
Even has the Yankee colors. Nice touch, Dad.
No. Credit goes to your mom. She did all the decorating.
Well, I made the banner, but actually...
You're the best. Race you up to my room.
Oh, I'm sorry, sport. I hurt my back shooting hoops the other day.
Ah, don't be a wuss.
Who are you calling a wuss? Come here.
What happened to your bad back?
Just got better.
Neil was so excited about coming home today.
We all were. And our family just keeps getting bigger. I assume you heard the news.
If you mean, did Joe tell me you were pregnant? Yes.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it is for Neil. But for everybody's sake, I hope you're not counting on this pregnancy bringing you and Joe back together.
Mom? You're pregnant? This is awesome. This means you guys are getting married, right?
No, Neil, that's not happening.
You just said you're having a baby. Mom, you said you only make babies with people you love.
This baby was made out of love. It was made out of love for you, honey.
If you and Dad aren't getting married, why are you having a baby?
Okay, you remember how I told you that if the chemo didn't work, we'd try other things?
You said a bone marrow donor could help me.
Right, but that it had to be a perfect match.
Yeah, and finding that perfect match isn't easy. If you had a brother or a sister, your chances would be much higher.
You're having a baby for me?
Honey, we may be having this child to help you. We're gonna love this baby with every ounce of our hearts.
You're doing this because I'm dying, aren't you?
No, Neil, we're doing it to make you healthier and stronger.
But takes 9 months for a baby to be born. What if I don't...
Neil. That is not going to happen.
Well, at least if it does, you and Dad will have another kid.
You're here, and you're going to be here when this child is born, okay?
Yeah, I am counting on you to change diapers and read stories.
Yeah, so let's celebrate. Come on. You coming home and to your new baby brother or sister.
Yeah, Joe, your dad's right. This is supposed to be a party.
Yeah, after all that hospital food, I bet you're craving some real home-cooked food, huh?
Or we could just skip right to the good stuff. You want one, huh?
Maybe later. I'm gonna go hang out in my room and play Uncle Frank's game on my system.
Okay, sure thing.
Courtney,
You got a big mouth, Karen. Get out.
you were the one that brought up the pregnancy. I just responded to
Karen
what you...
didn't mean for Neil to hear, okay? It was an accident.
Yeah, well, Courtney's right. She should be more careful.
Frank, this is none of your business.
Man, you are so busy trying to juggle 2 women that you don't give a damn how much Neil gets hurt in the process.
Hey, don't tell me about my son, okay?
Why don't you just admit it, Joe? You've got too much on your plate and you're choking.
Okay, I'm not going there with you today, all right? Neil needs me. Excuse me.
What exactly was the point of your little attack?
I'm trying to prepare you, Julie. The psychiatrist that examined you before, he's not going to be easy on you.
Dr. Davis, I know.
Well, in his earlier observations, he said that you hallucinated, that you were speaking to your father.
That was a long time ago. I'm not the same person I was then.
Well, he's going to try to prove that you are. And he'll do anything at all to break you.
I can handle it.
Like you just handled me. Here. You ask me a question, and I'm going to answer it the way Julie Devlin, a woman who wants her freedom, would answer it.
If you were set free, what would you say to the people you've hurt?
I'd pray to God for their forgiveness. But I'd understand if they couldn't, because not a week goes by that I don't wish to God that I hadn't hurt those people the way that I did. But that's something that I have to live with, that I have to live with every day for the rest of my life. Do you see the difference?
I'm impressed.
Hey, bad time?
No. No, actually, your timing is fine. I think Julie could use a moment to herself.
So how's it going?
She's distracted. And I think I know why. It's because she wants to go see Lucy Coe.
It's because of Christina.
She doesn't even know Lucy came into town without Christina, Chris. And I'd really like to keep it that way.
Well, what do I look, stupid?
You know, some of your decisions have been questionable lately. Asking Eve Lambert to move in with you?
She caught her boyfriend cheating on her.
Look, okay, I know you're just trying to help her. I understand that. But this is not the time to be casting any doubts on your marriage with Julie.
Eve and I are just friends. You want me to throw her out on the street?
I'm not telling you what to do. But your wife comes first now. Your new living arrangement could jeopardize her future.
I just can't get over it. How the idea for your novel would mirror my life so closely.
I told you we had a deep connection. You know, it was just a few days after I had the idea that I saw the image of the boy for the first time.
Looking out a window, but you couldn't see his face.
At the time, I thought it came from nowhere. Maybe it wasn't so innocent after all.
Do you think that that image could have been planted in your mind back then?
You know, they may have sparked the idea, but the words and the feelings, especially the words, came from me. She was a woman who knew how to open a door. Not just one door, but all doors. The door to his heart, the door to his soul. The
door to where he never thought he'd go.
You make me melt all over again.
No one can control the way I see you. It goes way too deep for anyone to touch. Except you.
What gives these people the right to mess with our emotions?
They won't win.
They have won. And it's my fault.
Why would it be your fault?
It's my fault that David Bordiso is in our lives.
David Bordiso came to Port Charles to find Scott.
But he found me. And that affects you. And whether it's because I ran away from him or he found out that I had his baby, I don't know. The bottom line is, it's because of me that your life is such a mess.
I am where I want to be.
Maybe it's best if you just got as far away from me as possible.
No way, Jose.
Think I'm sexy?
Oh, undeniably.
I'm not gonna win, am I?
No, so why waste what time we have together trying? You know, soon enough, we have to go back and play the failed couple for the rest of the world. But until then, it's just you and me.
How is he?
It's going to take some time for him to take all this in.
Neil's smart. He knows when something stinks.
You still at it?
You claim to love Karen, but you're making a baby with Courtney.
No one seems to be having a problem with this, Frank, except you.
It doesn't bother you that Joe's having another kid with Courtney?
Hey, this is none of your business. It's between Karen and me, Frank.
One of these days, Karen is going to wake up and realize that Joe Scanlon is a selfish, two-timing jerk who wants everything his own way.
Stop it! All you ever do is fight with my dad. And I hate it. Just leave him alone, okay? Leave my dad alone.
Hey, honey, it's okay. Brothers just argue sometimes.
Well, I don't care. All I know is that when I have a brother or sister, I'll never treat it the way Uncle Frank treats Dad.
That's what makes you such a special kid, Neil. I'm sorry. I will try to learn from you.
It can't be easy to find perfume in a plastic bottle.
So tell me, how'd it go with Rachel today?
Oh, let's just say her coaching techniques are a little rough.
Well, if it gets you sprung out of here, it'll be worth it.
I can already picture my little girl in my arms.
I've decided to ask Eve to move out.
Why?
Because you're my wife. And seeing you freed is my top priority. And Eve will be fine. She'll find another couch to crash on, maybe a nice room at the Port Charles Hotel.
That's the most selfless thing you've ever done for me.
Well.
Well, the second. Delivering Christina's got to be number one. How is she? Have you seen her lately? I bet she just gets more and more adorable every day. Will you get a picture for me? Just a small one that I could keep with me during the competency review. It'll give me hope and courage. I have to see what she looks like.
You will. Okay, you will. Now I have to get back to work, okay?
Thanks again for the perfume.
You bet.
You're lying, Chris. Something is up with Christina. And there's only one person who can tell me what it is. Lucy Coe.